Today we're going to look at the distributive property. We're going to use it to simplify algebraic expressions, and we're going to use it to solve equations. It's part of the standard of maintaining equality on both sides of the equal sign. Consider this. Suppose there's a special deal where a package contains 5 pencils and 3 notebooks. How many pencils and notebooks do you have? Well, if you looked at the 3 packages, you'd put 5 pencils in each of the packages and 3 notebooks in each of the package. So if we unpack them, we'd end up with 5, 10, 15 pencils and 3, 6, 9 notebooks. So where's this in algebra? Well, if you look, if we have the 3 packages and there were 5 pencils in each one, 3 times 5 is my 15 pencils. If we had 3 packages and there are 3 notebooks in each one, 3 times the 3 notebooks would give me the 9 notebooks. The distributive property enables us to simplify expressions that have an expression being multiplied by a single term. So these are a bunch of examples. But in another way, it's just saying, and I want you to write this in your notebook, allows us to simplify expressions that are being multiplied. If you need more time at any time, stop the video to allow yourself to write. So let's look. Let's think of this as groups. I also want you to write groups over here. So if we have 4 groups of x plus 3, that would mean we have an x plus a 3, and we would have another x plus 3, and we'd have another x plus 3, and we'd have another x plus 3. So all together, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's plus 3, 6, 9, 12. So our expression would look like this, 4x plus 12. There's a shortcut way of doing it instead of having to always write them out. But I always want you to think of there are 3 groups. So you'd have y minus 8, and now we'd have 3 of them. So there's 1y minus 8, there's 2, and there's 3. Again, we finish this out. Sorry that happened. We would have 1, 2, 3 y's. We would just bring down the minus sign right now. And 8 and 8 and 8 is 24. So our answer would be 3y minus 24. Here's an additional example, and it's another way to show it with arrows. So if I have 6 packages or 6 groups, I can just show it as 6 times 2w, and the arrows show multiplication, and then 6 times 1. So technically, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking 6w times the 6 minus, 2w times the 6 minus the 6 times the 1, which would give me 12w minus 6. I'm going to skip this one right. I'm going to go to this one. So a way to think of it is to distribute or give to all. So I want to give the 3 to the x, which would give me 3 times x, which is 3x. I want to bring over my sign, and then I want to give the 3 to the 5, because 3 times 5 is 15. So it's all I'm doing is think of this as a package or a classroom, and I got to give it to each of them. So in this case, 4 times 7 is 28 minus my 4 times my s. And those are my answers. One trick with this is if you have something outside of here, say out here is plus 7k. You do not distribute the 3 to the 7k because it's not inside your package. If you want to to distribute papers to everybody, you wouldn't be able to go through the classroom wall to give it to the next classroom. So if that's the case, you would just add the 7k on the end. The great part about the distributive property is it allows you to do things mentally. You could use it for quick mental math. 7, if I broke this up into 40 plus 8, it would be 7 times 40. and then 7 times 8. So 7 times 40 is 280, and 7 times 8 is 56, and I could add them together. So let's try one when we're solving. So let's write it down. 3 parentheses c minus 7 equals 8. Let's draw our line down to maintain equality on both sides. Use our arrows to show distributive property. So it'd be 3 times c, which is 3c, minus 3 times 7, which is 21, equals 8. So 3 times c minus 7 in parentheses is the same as 3c minus 21. Now I need to solve. So add 21 to both sides. Add 21 to both sides. 8 plus 21 is 29. Equals 3c. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Cancel, cancel. And c equals 29 thirds. I could leave it that way because in algebra we like fractions. Or I could turn it into how many 3's go into 29. 9 is 27 and 2/3. Let's try one that doesn't give me a fraction. Go ahead and solve this one. Stop the video now and then turn it back on when you want to see it solved. Alright, let's solve this one. Draw our line down to show equality. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 4 times 2x is 8x, equals 72. Now remember, if you struggle, you can always come over here and make yourself that do-undo chart we were making the last couple days. Let's look at that. This is my plus 8x that I'm timesing, and then I have that positive or plus 16. So I am timesing by 8, and then I'm adding 16. So to undo it, I have to undo it in reverse order. I would subtract 16, and then I would divide 8. So we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. 16 minus 16 would cancel, and I'm left with 8x equals 72 minus 16, well that'd be 6. 12 minus 6 is 6, so that'd be 56. Divide by 8, divide by 8, x will equal 7. Go ahead and give your worksheet a try. Let me know if you have any questions.